Greetings guys and gals, this is Jabberwock bringing you the best in esports. Today we have the CSL Starcraft 2. This is going to be CSU versus the University of Clemson. Set 4, CSU is up to 2 to 1 on Clemson, and this is going to be me on Lost Temple in set 4. I'm going to be playing as the Purple Protest as always at the 2 o'clock position. Over here in red at the 8 o'clock position, we have the Zerg player, ZennX, who also played in the previous 2v2 matchup that we lost as CSU. This is on Lost Temple, as I said before. And me and Riptide, the player for CSU in set 1, we practiced the crap out of this matchup, man, because he plays Zerg, and so we played about probably, I have no idea how many games we played, but we play a lot of ZVP, both of us, because we're pretty active players, and we like to practice against each other. I think we're very, very good practice partners, to be completely honest, and so my goal from the start, which has been working also in ladder, is doing the good old Forge, Fast Expand, Starcraft 1 Brood War style. There goes the Forge, bringing up the production tab for you guys. You see that he's droning up, and me, I'm just making that Forge and some more probes, and I'm gonna expand, gonna go for a 6-gate push, probably. Well, I guess I know what I did. And then I take my third, and you guys will see how this goes. So, since it is my own game, going to do a little bit more analysis type stuff. We do have a hatchery go down at 14, so hatchery before the pool, this is going to be better for me because he's not going to be able to put on some early pressure with any type of lings. Although, even if the opponent goes for like something like a 14 pool, you're definitely going to be, well, not definitely, but you should be okay. Because you'll have that cannon before he's got the lings coming, but need to just be super careful. It really just kind of depends at what time he scouts you also, because if he sends 6 Zerglings on the way, you're only going to have 1 cannon. You're going to have to pull some probes to do a little bit of a defense against this. And usually what you want to do is have some good scouting, but right now I'm just kind of doing this blindly without any scouting. He sees that there are 2 cannons going up, and he's like, oh man, Forge, Fast Expand. And a lot of players actually put their Forges down here. Val's having to leave the game because she lagged out. Only girl gamer on our team, I believe. But yeah, a lot of people put the Forge down there. I prefer to put it up here just so it's not in the way if you're upgrading something on that off chance it's not going to get destroyed. And it just all around better because then you don't have to put your first pylon down here. You can opt to go for a pylon up there. So much better. Going for the Nexus on 22 food, very, very standard for this type of build, for me at least. And just keep probing up, My build order is what I go for 2 cannons into the Nexus, into another pylon, into a gateway, into another cannon, into both of my assimilators, and then I get my cybernetics core. So that's that build for me. Metabolic boost being researched by the Zerg player. Has scouted, knows that the Forge Fast Expand is going down, and getting metabolic boost, which is very, very interesting. Possibly to go for a Zergling mutagame, which I think would have, spoiler alert, I guess since I'm doing analysis really doesn't matter, but he went for Roach Hydra, and I think Ling Muta might be a little bit more effective than Roach Hydra against the 6-gate, to be completely honest. I mean, you have just so much more mobility until the Protest player gets their blink, which is going to allow you just to move around the map, do a little bit of harassment here and there. Probes being transferred down to the second base almost at the exact right moment, just barely, a little bit too late. Probably if I was a better player, I would have sent these to this Nexus a lot shorter, but unfortunately I was just super nervous, and I didn't do that because I'm not that good yet. Another gateway going down for me, as well as my cybernetics core on the high ground. I like to put my cybernetics core on the high ground, just like I said before, because there was one time I put it on the low ground in a ladder match, and the Zerg player was actually able to pick it off because I put it in this area, and I was researching warp gate, and I had to start my warp gate all over. Unfortunately, really should have put this gateway a little bit closer, kind of close that gap right there. But that's me being nervous and stupid again. Here he comes with some Zerglings though. Is he going to be able to get in? He's going to be able to pick off my Zealot. Really bad miss micro on my part. What the heck was I doing? What was I thinking? Trying to get in here, not going to be able to do so. These 3 cannons, very, very well placed in my opinion. Should have placed this farther back though. Really, really should have done that. Meanwhile, the Zerg player's droning up, also going for a Roach Warren as well as his lair. So he's pretty good spot as well. Both of us fairly even in terms of workers, so we're gonna have similar incomes. And really, this is the spot where if the Zerg wants to push in, he can push in a little bit earlier than this. If he would have got his Roach Warren a little bit earlier, could have done something like a big Roach push. But since he didn't, he's either going to have to, I mean, really what he did is kind of something in between, which is not what you want to do. Really, in my opinion, he should have either killed off these destructible rocks really quickly or taken another expansion. If he would have double expanded, I think that it would have been a better response than going for this kind of in between just 2 base thing. Because even if your opponent, say I went for 3 Great Robo, it would be the same build, and I would be only on 1 base. But now that I'm on 2 base, I'm just going to have that much more economy, and that's something I think the Zerg players are going to have to adjust to, is the whole double expand. I think that's the difference between Diamond players, as this guy is a Diamond player, and Masters players, is they would have just got this expansion a lot earlier comparatively. And here comes the Overlord. I'm like, screw that, the Overlord's coming in. I see the Overlord coming in sooner or later, and I'm like, I'm gonna go pick this thing off. Gotta pick off the Zergling first though at that ZennX watchtower. He's also getting Glial Reconstitution, which is going to allow his roaches to move that much faster, and burrow as well, which is very interesting. I don't like the burrow icon. I think it looks like I don't like it at all. I think it looks stupid. But here comes my forces coming in to pick off this Overlord. My +1 attack is already done, and that's what's a really good thing about this 6-gate push build, is because you can get your upgrades so fast. You see that that +1 attack is already done for my units, and the +1 armor is almost halfway done, so that's very, very nice. Looks like he's still going at these destructible rocks, going to be able to pick them off fairly soon. And really, this expansion should have just been up a little bit earlier, in my honest opinion. I do see those roaches come in from that ZennX watchtower. Gotta move the sentries. Pretty good micro there, using that Guardian Shield to the best of my ability, and he's gonna have to back up because I just have a bigger force, man. And that +1 armor is almost done as well, warping in more units. That's one thing I need to work on this build, is just not getting supply blocked though, because you can see I'm at 91 of 92. Probably should build more pylons, which is what I'm doing. Also getting a Twilight Council for Blink. And he's coming in with more roaches. He thinks that he can beat me with these roaches, but little does he know I'm at 1-1 almost, which is going to absolutely tear through those roaches and that roach army that he's got there. Hydralisk Den now down, and I'm surprised he hasn't got this Grooved Spines upgrade, which is +1 to your Hydralisks, I believe. I believe it's +1. Yeah, it is +1 range to the Hydralisk, which is actually huge. That upgrade is very, very nice when it comes to ZVP play. But at the very least, I'm getting Blink as well as my +2 ground weapons, also a Zealot in the mix, and looks like I'm going to go in for attack. Probably going to try to pick off this Spine Crawler, and pretty good force field. Force fields there. Not really the best. He does a little bit of a burrowing all those units down, and going to come back. The Glial Reconstitution plus the burrow plus the roaches, just really good combo. Allows them to heal much faster, especially when they're on creep. And putting a little bit of proxy pylon there. Gonna pick off these rocks, but I believe that through that ZennX watchtower, I see that he's coming, and I'm like, I'm gonna hightail it out of there. I don't want to get surrounded. Here comes the engagement, though. I just have so much more forces. Along with the Guardian Shield, it's gonna be very, very hard for him to break through that, warping in more units as well. Just really high on the minerals. You can see I'm almost at 800, so I'm like, I need to expand. Need to expand now. And the Blink's almost done, which is gonna be very, very good. Another thing I need to work on is always using my Blink micro. Sometimes if I'm focusing on Blink, if I'm like, use a Blink micro, obviously I'm going to use it. If I'm thinking, actually that was something stupid that I just said there. But you guys know what I mean. It's really hard when you're not exactly focused 100% of the time on your blink micro to use it, and that's something I need to change. Is always use your blink micro, because it's really, really good. You know, you can definitely save a lot of stalkers in that fashion. Going for that high yield base there, so he's going to be at 4 bases, has very, very good overlord spread. As you guys can see, he has that speed upgrade as well. My +2 weapons is now done, going for a robo bait as well, but really good overlord spread. He's going to have vision on a ton of stuff. Sorry, I almost missed that engagement there, but here comes a big engagement, and then he just does not have any upgrades, and that's really going to hurt him, even though these Hydralisks super good against stalkers and all of gateway units pretty much in particular. Just not really going to be enough. Okay, blink micro there, really should have just taken the front layer of that out, but nevertheless doing a fairly good job, and you can just see the +2, +1 just doing so much. Fairly good force fields right there. Gonna be able to clean this up. Just trust fund. Ooh, sorry about that, my mouse just went up there, but trust fund. Need to use my minerals better. Probably should try expanding again, or at the very least building some more stuff, because I just have so much money for the time being. Getting up that other base, able to take down that hatchery down at the high yield. Here comes probes transferring, but really should just be either warping or chrono boosting my warp gates or something, but I'm just a little bit stretched out here. Gonna retreat after picking off that base. Probably a smart move. Actually, probably could take out this base, to be completely honest, up there. And now that I have my robo, probably should have gotten an observer so I can start picking off creep tumors and stuff and receding this creep a little bit more. But overall, playing fairly well. I mean, in terms of upgrades, way ahead of the Zerg player, and also you guys can see that my army is just absolutely way bigger than this is, and that's not where you want to be as the Zerg player. Here comes a lot of my units. Probably could use a Guardian Shield or two, and not the best blink there, leaving the sentries out in the dry, but the sentries are going to get picked off, but at the very, very least, I'm going to be able to clean this entire thing up, and we're going to see a GG very soon. ZennX GG's, and so CSU wins 3-1 over the University of Clemson. That's going to be it for me, guys. Hope you guys liked it. Please subscribe if you have not already. Please give me a like, and comment below if you guys have any tips or anything to say about this cast. That's going to be it. Lates.